Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consume Cinema. I'm your host, New TV Show Hype. And today we have Severance, Season 1, Episode 1. So, this is a show that I've heard a ton about. There's a lot of hype behind it. I've done my absolute best to avoid spoilers, but it's not easy. Everybody seems to want to talk about this show. I have done a really good job avoiding them, but I've seen still shots here and there. From what I've gathered, it's like people in an office setting. I'm not quite sure how to read it thus far because I didn't watch any scenes or anything like that. I just hear people talking about it saying that they love it all the time. I have a bunch of friends that watch this show. But yeah, I put up watching it for way too long and it's finally time to just get started. So I've come up with a plan for watching this show. One of the reasons that I've held off watching this show is it's really difficult to fit it into the current schedule. I've got my weekly reaction to Mr. Robot. I'm almost done season 3 right now. I'm working on season 3 of the Last Kingdom. So I already have my TV show time slots, pretty hard fixed. I'm still trying to do the first time movie reaction and then the revisit each week. But I've come up with a plan. So I'm going to pause the first time movie reactions just for a little bit in order for me to slot in the first season of Severance. I'm going to watch all episodes from season 1 and start getting those up as reactions on the channel. Then for season 2 and then going forward, it's going to be a Patreon exclusive, but all you have to do in order to access it is just be a free member, which is just, a few minutes sign up and then that's it. So I'll keep posting them each week. It's just you're only going to be able to access them on the Patreon website, not over here on the channel. And that's just because I'm trying to drive more traffic to the website. Even having people sign up as a free member does actually boost the metric, makes things look a little bit better. So yeah, I figured a popular show like Severance would be the perfect vehicle to do just that. And yeah, we're just going to get right to the first episode.
Who are you? Who are you?
Hello?
Hi there. You on the table? I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey.
Who is that?
5 questions. Now, I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
Who's speaking?
This is a weird ass start.
Hey! Open the door!
I'd be just thrilled to chat once we've run the survey. Shall we begin with question 1?
I'm not taking your survey.
Shall we begin with question 1?
Hey! Open the door! Okay,
Great, off we go. Who are you?
that's the first question.
First name will do.
Does she not know her name?
I don't...
It's okay. If you can't answer the question, feel free to say unknown.
What the fuck?
2. In which U.S. state or territory were you born?
Wait,
Which state or territory, please?
I don't know.
Unknown. Question 3. Please name any U.S. state or territory.
Fuck,
First that comes to mind.
I don't know. Delaware. What is this?
Delaware. Question 4. What is Mr. Egan's favorite breakfast?
That one makes no sense.
Right? Unknown. To the best of your memory, what is or was the color of your mother's eyes?
Jesus.
Okay, what's happening?
Unknown.
What the hell did you do to me?
That's a perfect score.
Okay. I have no idea what the hell is going on. Neither does she, though, so we're gonna be okay. Maybe not. What the fuck? This has a very dystopian feel. Interesting shots.
Mr. Scout? Hey, Judd.
What just happened? There's been a noticeable demeanor change. He was bothered when he first came into the office. Then when he got on that elevator, something happened and all of a sudden he's completely fine.
PD better not be out for the day because I'm about 0 seconds from wrapping the Tumwater file and he needs to process it. It's typical Lumen bullshit.
Oh, careful, guy.
God damn it, Irv. We warned you.
About the greeting, you were kidding. No PD?
We think he's sick.
Oh,
Still don't buy they actually incentivized Creamer.
they did. And back then, we were grateful for it.
That's fucked, dude.
Yes.
Good morning, macro data refinement.
Hi, Mr. Milchek.
Mark, could I have a word?
Macro data refining.
Mark, come in. Shut the thing. Oh, you look awful. You look hungover. Have a seat. The board will be joining us remotely today. I have Mark S. at my desk.
Mark S., huh? Does he not get a last name?
Hello. I assume this is about me acting as department chief today. I mean, I've subbed for PD before, so it shouldn't be that big a
PD
thing.
is no longer with this company.
I'm sorry?
I said PD is no longer with this company.
You guys were one of my favorite office friendships.
I mean, there should have been some notice of this. What happened?
We'd love to tell you, but unfortunately non-disclosure policy forbids. We'd be aiding an assault on PD's privacy by you.
Mark S., at this time I confer upon you the freedom to serve here in the advanced role of Macrodata Refinement Department Chief.
Promotion.
A handshake is available upon request.
Thank you. May I have a handshake?
I know you haven't run a training before, but Irving will be there to shadow. Just stick to the flow chart.
Oh, and thank you to the board as well.
The board won't be contributing to this meeting.
Start at 1A and continue by line based on her answers.
Well, what if I just talk to her?
Well, she deserves to have the information presented to her in the proper order, just as you had.
She has to ask 3 times for you to let her.
Right. Who are you? Who are you? I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Hi there, you on the table. I wonder if you'd mind taking a brief survey?
Who is that?
5 questions. Now, I know you're sleepy, but I just bet it'll make you feel right as rain.
Who's speaking? Hey, open the door.
Mark,
I'd be just thrilled to chat once we've run the survey. Shall we begin with question 1?
I'm not taking your survey. Open the door!
she's not supposed to do that.
I'm watching.
Should I help?
You should not.
That's a perfect score. I think I know where a disconnect is coming from. There was a preamble, which I was supposed to read before the survey to lead into the questions, straight into the survey.
Am I livestock?
I'm sorry?
Like, did you grow me as food and that's why I have no memories?
Okay, that's an interesting place to start.
Gave you consciousness?
I don't know.
Did your nails?
I don't know. I don't know you.
No, you're not livestock. Good Lord.
Then what's my name?
Helly. Your name is Helly. Helly R.
Is this exactly what happened to him before he started working here? But we saw him outside, so this is weird as fuck.
Thank you for taking the welcome survey. I can sense that the questions made you feel afraid or disoriented. The good news is, you're at an orientation. You see, you have been hired to a position on the severed floor of Lumen Industries.
The what floor?
Let's chat about something I bet you have heard of, the work-life balance. To start, imagine yourself as a seesaw.
Oh.
Fuck! That lock's from out there!
Let me out!
God, please. Okay, my name's Mark. And a few years back, I woke up on this table. A disembodied voice asked me 19 times who I was. And when I realized I couldn't answer, I told that voice I would find him and kill him.
Did you kill the voice?
No. No, that voice's name was Petey, and he became my best friend. There is a life to be had here, Helly.
A life to be had?
You've asked twice to be let go. Ask one more time.
I would like to leave the building now.
I understand you don't feel it's working out for you here at Lumen. While disappointed, I'd hate to keep you somewhere you're not happy. So let's get you out of here.
You're not coming with me?
Oh, I'm not allowed to see.
Excuse me?
Well, once you leave, I just can't watch you leave.
That's sus as fuck. They feed like into a wood chipper or something? Jesus. There is no escape.
Am I dead?
No.
This isn't like hell or something?
No.
Then why the fuck can't I leave?
Well, you did leave just now. Out into the stairwell, at least. You left, but you came back.
I did not.
You did. Come on.
I've wanted to pummel Mark myself, but I am his employer, and he is your department chief. So we'll both have to be strong. Good news is there's only one part left of your orientation, which Mark can't possibly derail, because it's a video. Welcome to Lumen, Helly.
Are you mad at me?
For the incompetence or the disobedience?
Well,
Yes! You know my mother was an atheist. She used to say that there was good news and bad news about hell. The good news is, hell is just the product of a morbid human imagination. The bad news is, whatever humans can imagine, they can usually create.
Damn. Okay.
My name is Helly R. I'm making this video roughly 2 hours before it will be shown to me. I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure colloquially known as severance. I give consent for my perceptual chronologies to be surgically split, separating my memories between my work life and my personal life. I acknowledge that henceforth my access to my memories will be spatially dictated. I will be unable to access outside recollections whilst on Lumen's severed basement floor, nor retain work memories upon my ascent.
Okay, so it makes more sense now. This explains why Mark S. started off his day crying in his car and then came here and, had that little mindset shift right in the middle of the elevator ride.
So I'll never leave here.
you'll leave at 5, but it won't feel like it. Not to this version of you, anyway.
Do you have a family?
You'll never know.
Jesus.
Every time you find yourself here, it's because you chose to come back.
This has some interesting ethical implications. You're essentially creating two existences for yourself, one where you're a slave and the other one where you're free, but you're doing it to yourself.
Hello.
Okay, there it is. There's the shift. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this idea. On the one sense, I can relate to this idea that going to work and then not remembering it would be an amazing thing. On the other hand, you're betraying yourself in a way.
Slipped on an overhead projector slide and sustained
You didn't even notice the Band-Aid until now. Oh shit.
Sorry.
Maybe keep your eyes on the icy road.
He doesn't have the memory of what it was like working that day, but I wonder if he remembers how it feels. He drinks a lot.
Mark's late wife Gemma was an educator as well, Russian literature.
Oh, I love literature.
Mark is a Lumen man now.
Right?
Really? Mark's work is sensitive enough as to require the severance procedure.
That stopped everybody.
I mean, I wish I could do it. I'd just always be thinking about, the other one.
Yeah, the other version of yourself that's stuck in there.
What does it feel like?
The point is that Mark made a decision, and that decision was controversial, ethically, socially, morally, scientifically. I stand behind you.
I think losing his wife definitely contributed to his decision to do this.
Forgetting about her for 8 hours a day isn't the same thing as healing.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Looked at me weird, like he knew me.
Oh, did the prowler invading my home make you feel seen?
Hang up. Quickly. Your voice is different here. Worse.
Okay, who the fuck are you?
Petey. My name's Petey. I'm from work.
Oh, he's the guy that got fired.
Everyone in my department is...
Severed. I was.
Okay, well, severance is pretty permanent.
Yeah. Bypassing the implant wasn't easy. I had help.
What the fuck?
What, you were unhappy at work, and instead of lodging a complaint, you...
No. I tried that first. So did you.
You've unsevered, and now you... What, think they're after you or something?
Yeah. They being Grainer. Who's probably out here right now. The things I know need to stay known.
So, we're friends?
I'm your best friend. I used to think it would take a monster to put someone in a place like that office, especially if the person was himself. There's an address on the back of this card. Find the beginning of a very long answer.
Mark, is that you?
Oh, hi, Mrs. Selvig.
You know my mother was a Catholic. She used to say it takes the saints 8 hours to bless a sleeping child. I hope you aren't rushing the saints. You're good people.
That's an interesting dynamic. Is she spying on him, or has she been given the severance thing too, and this is innocent? It's odd how here she says her mother was a Catholic. Okay. Directed by Ben Stiller, huh? Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. That was the first episode of Severance. Actually really damn good. I'm pretty fascinated by this show, and we're only one episode in. So the basic premise is really cool. There's this corporation, Lumen, and some of its employees undergo this procedure known as severance, where their memories are bifurcated, split in two, between, their outside home life and their work life. It creates this weird ethical dilemma because you essentially create two people out of one. One person gets to live like an almost carefree life. The rest, relaxation, hanging out with friends and family, all that kind of thing is one person's life. And then the other person spends all of their existence at work. It's this weird situation where you're freeing yourself by condemning yourself. Like half of you gets to leave like an almost ideal life, and the other half of you gets to lead a life that a lot of people would consider hell. Like, honestly, it's having your entire existence be going to work. Yeah, a lot of people would consider that hell. Poses some interesting questions, like, what effect would this have on a person? And it's interesting because our point of view character, Mark S., again, that's weird how they don't give them a last name, the people actually working on the inside who get severed. Like, just because you don't remember the experience of going to work doesn't mean you can't still feel it afterward. Mark, for example, gets hit in the head during orientation for someone who's set to replace Petey, who was Mark's best friend at work. We see later in the episode that Petey comes back. He did something to interrupt the chip that's in their brain that allows the severance to happen. So he's got all of his old memories back. And, there's this big conspiracy going on. Why do they actually do this to people? It's interesting because they market it as the perfect work-life balance. And that sounds, like corporate speak, used to mask, some nefarious end. And throughout the episode, there's this definite, nefarious undertone throughout everything that's going on. But this first episode was meant just to draw you in, and it did a really good job of doing just that. I definitely want to keep watching the show. It's very interesting. So I see a lot of familiar faces in the show. Apparently it's directed by Ben Stiller, which, wouldn't have thought that, but he did an amazing job with this first episode, that's for damn sure. And yeah, honestly, I could feel like I could talk about this a lot more. It's just, I really want to get to the next one. And yeah, I just want to keep this going because it is fascinating, and I'm sure we're going to get more information that's going to flesh out this story. But so far, I'm already one episode in, I'm already hooked. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.